Car stuff.
Car stuff.
Car stuff?
Car stuff.
Car stuff.
Car stuff.
Car stuff.
Hashtag race expo. Race expo.
Race expo. I wasn't recording. Maybe you should do that.
Are you recording, babe?
What is this? This is an M54B30.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, smells like car stuff. Here.
Pull it so back.
That's what she said. Nice.
That's M54B30.
That's about half the size of my nuts.
God damn.
Okay, so
60K M54. Like.
Ready?
Everything
All
is
right.
connected.
Yep.
That was easy. Now we have direct access to the subframe, and we can just pull the radiator off.
Woo! Dum, da-dum, dum. Hold on. There's a couple more tubes. One. Ooh. Yeah.
Coolant.
Good job. Yeah, that's coolant, so we don't want ATF in there. I think they're done pissing out. Okay.
Are you gonna dump the coolant or leave it in there?
And then twist it, yeah, like that. And then let's walk back to the garage.
Phenomenal.
That's everything. It's off.
Alright, little update. Ben is, he's working on the steering knuckle down there.
Got it loose finally.
It's loose. I'm working up here on the intake manifold. We got the intake manifold out. Now we're just disconnecting some stuff. And we should be ready to yank the pig out.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright.
So now we got everything disconnected from the hub. So we've got all the control arms and tie rods off,
Pull the screw.
and the knuckle is being held on by this one bolt. So they're gonna take that one bolt out, and then we've already broken the axle free, and then we're just gonna pull this whole assembly out. And then both the axles will be out of the differential. We can start pulling the engine.
You got a grip on the bottom of it? I'm gonna tap the bolt.
Yeah.
It's heavier than you think it is.
I'm sure it is.
Oh, wait, where's...
The axle is way shorter on this side because the differential is mounted farther to the driver's side.
That scared me so much.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh. Uh-oh.
What'd you do?
I put my hand on the dirty side of the glove. Progress.
We're good. That should be good. Alright. Ready?
Yes.
Holy fucking shit.
What?
Fuck yeah!
Currently we are test fitting this engine to make sure the wrapped headers will not hit
The sway bar.
the sway bar. Yeah.
Hopefully it fits.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
So good?
So far so good. No fingers pinched yet.
Hey, it kinda almost looks like a car again.
Yeah?
Still going in. Looks great from that side, Charlie.
Yeah. I think good. Test fit complete. We're on this mount,
It's a little tricky.
Yeah, it was very tricky. The issue we were worried about.
The clearance between the headers here and the sway bar right there. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's about not that much. Alright, here's a little update. We got the transmission off. And let's take a look here at the twin mass flywheel. Yeah, it's not supposed to do that. Pressure plate is off. Looks a little toasty. Along with the clutch, which looks to be probably factory from 2004, which is actually pretty impressive. Again, you can see the flywheel, twin mass flywheel, and there's all this play in the one half, and there's actually play here too. That's all for tonight. I gotta go get some T60 torque sockets to get this flywheel off. And now we are putting a new input shaft seal on the transmission in. Alright, here's the old seal. Take that off and we'll throw it away. Get some transmission fluid in our fingers and we'll get it wet.
Oh man, I don't know how much longer I can take all this shit.
It's gonna be in my video.
Hello. And we already have the engine in, so we're using this to line up the transmission with the engine all the way up here. If you want to give me that, Charlie, I can show them. The clutch and flywheel assembly is right there, and we're gonna line the transmission up with all that jazz. And the shifter linkage right by my nose. Yeah, look at that. That's fancy. Cars, right?
Car stuff.
Car stuff.
Hashtag RaceXFoof.
Hashtag Jim Blips clutch.
Yeah, hashtag.
All right, this is Ben Leonard signing off.
For now. Ben
For now. Little update of what we got going on here. We successfully have the transmission mounted up. Pulse right
That's
there.
why you leave.
Uh-oh.
That's why you leave the paper towels in there, because when you drop a bolt, it doesn't go into the cylinder, and you don't have to pull the cylinder head.
That would suck.
I was like, I should put
Yeah.
the paper towels back in while I take these nuts off.
And then
Good
this
idea,
whole
Jim.
engine's ruined.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
So we've got everything mounted up, and now we're gonna try and get the intake manifold on. We should have the moment of truth coming soon.
Yep.
Woo! So what are we doing now, Jim?
Now, kind of moment of truth, but first we have to crank the engine without any fuel so that we can build up oil pressure, because the engine's been hasn't been running for, who knows, probably 8 months. So we got to make sure everything's properly lubricated, and then we'll give it fuel and see if it starts.
Woo!
Car stuff.
Car stuff.
Oh boy.
Let's do it!
That was loud.
That sounded not bad.
Yeah.
And it sped up too.
Yeah, we got in a rhythm.
Well, did you just have a fuse, Jim?
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared.
My heart's going.
Wow.
Woo! It works!
Yo.
It works!
We did it.
Good team! Jim! So, update. Engine in. We have started kind of piecing everything back together. Jim's working on putting the front end back on and doing the headlights. Charlie and I are finishing up getting this driver's side axle all put back together. The axle's back in the differential. We've got the steering knuckle hooked up here and on the bottom right there. So we've got both of the control arms. Are they both called control arms? Or
Yes.
Okay. Tie rod bolt that we have is kind of junk, so we're waiting to get a new one of those before we put that back on. Right now we're putting the brake caliper on.
I greased it.
And then we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. Okay. Here is team #XPhone. Oh, you good, Jim? Okay. #XPhone. Race XPhone. So we have pulled out the intake manifold again because we got some new parts that we need to put in. Parts include this coolant pipe, which was broken on the old engine, as well as this engine mount. We're gonna put this new engine mount on because the other one that's in there right now is completely toast. So it's that guy down there.
More.
Right now, those two are setting up the engine support bar to replace that mount, and then we're gonna put that pipe back on and put the intake manifold back in and start piecing it all together.
Car stuff.
Car stuff?
Car stuff.
Okay.
So, car stuff. We put this thing on. It might be called the plenum.
It's just
Plenum. There's this cable, and we tucked the cable under the plenum because Jim riced it. And then we took this thing off. We put a new engine mount, put it all back together, right? Put a thing in the diff, so we gotta fish that out later. We go fishing. We put this thing on. That's the other plenum, I think. We got 2 plenums. That's about it. Oh, we need to be serious. Serious car stuff. Oh, I might die.
you found that.
Yeah, I was just laying there. Its name's Fred.
We reinstalled the coolant pipe and we connected up all of the sensors and all that stuff. We also have the coolant expansion tank and some of the coolant pipes right here all lined up, as well as down there on the radiator. Jim is under there putting the transfer case in. Once the transfer case is in, we're going to install all the exhaust back on the car. The one thing that we need right now is the auxiliary coolant pump, which is this guy, and as you can see, the old one has a giant hole in it. So once we get this part that we're waiting on, we can actually fill the car up with coolant, have the exhaust on, and we're gonna let it run and idle and see how it goes.
Yeah?
Would you grab that black circular thing?
Not
with
the
the-
plenum.
That is
the
not
plenum.
the plan, not even close.
I knew it.
This is what the garage looks like right now. Jim was bleeding the clutch for 4 friggin' hours, and it still has a little bit of air in it, but oh well.
Car stuff. Mission not accomplished, I guess.
Shh. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. This is the old engine.
For sale.
For sale!
I'll auction it off for you.
Alright, start it. Can you do
There's no one
the...
here, there's no audience.
Oh, damn. Can you do the talk fast thing?
I'm more of like a talking regular kind of guy.
You look like Jar Jar Binks Darth Maul mix right now.
This is good. I don't want to touch my hair because my hands are greasy.
Oh God, it's stiff.
Really? Alright, little video update. We got the front bumper on, both headlights obviously. We fixed the coolant leak. There's one of the O-rings on one of the coolant pipes got a little pinched and was no longer really an O-ring. So we fixed that. Now we just have to put the plenum back on. Everything in the suspension there is pretty much good. Here's Charlie.
Hey.
Working on the diff. We got the diff in again for the second time with the seal that we forgot the first time. Front drive shaft, rear drive shaft we're starting on. So Charlie's working on the axles. Oh yeah, we got the rear wheel back on there. So now, really, all we have left to do is finish up there with the diff, get the exhaust all sorted out, all the underbody panels on, the wheels on, drop it, fill it with fluids, and we're good to go.
Yep. Just like that.
Just like that.
Car stuff.
Car stuff. Right now, we are putting a vacuum on the air conditioning system. We just put the new dryer desiccant in there and put the snap ring on, so that's good to go now. Now this vacuum pump down is putting a vacuum on the air conditioning system. After that, fill it up with exactly a pound of refrigerant and see if it works. Everything is done, basically. Engine, cooling system's bled, everything's done up there, plenum's on. Wheels are on, everything suspension-wise is on. Transfer case, drive slap, diff, rear differential. I filled those with fluids. Now I just drop it and torque the wheels.